Welcome back to episode 63.
Oh shit, what up? It's your boy.
Your boy, that was Nick, if you didn't know that already. Probably
Yep,
didn't.
I'm Nick.
And then I'm Brandon. And this is ABC episode 63. Did I say that already?
Yes, you said it at the beginning of
Ah,
this,
fuck.
before I went with the it's your boy.
Whatever. Let's just get started on talking about Dororo. We still haven't gone to Daigo yet, but we're going to Daigo.
No.
We're going to Daigo next episode.
We are.
That's what I
And
got.
despite the fact that the first half of this episode was like kind of meh, I actually kind of like the second half of this episode.
The first
It
half
redeemed
was...
itself. The first half, when
What-
we first meet the
Sabu,
dude in the
whatever.
new way and like learn the little bit of his backstory. Like
What
up
would you
until
consider-
basically we understood.
What would you consider like the midpoint? Because I would say the midpoint is about when Doro or when Old Man Stick comes in to help Doro, and then Hyakkimaru goes off to kill Nue.
Yeah, that would
Okay.
be about where I divide halfway.
Okay, but yeah, the first half was a little bit slower, because we're like we meet Sabu. Sabu is like, oh, I'm gonna help you guys find the fucking Nue. Let's go find him. Turns out he's a traitor.
Yep.
Leads him to the Nue for them to get eaten. Hyakkimaru kind of fends them off, but they fall off a cliff and land in this like little, I guess, ravine where water starts to bubble up. Daruro's hand is stuck inside the rubble that fell on him or her. Also, her arm completely fucking broken.
Oh yeah,
but I guess we're not gonna get into that, or not even gonna get into that. It just didn't happen.
no.
Uh,
That was one of the few complaints I had about this. The fall off the cliff, very underwhelming.
yeah, it kind
Like
of just
nobody actually got hurt.
yeah. In fact, Hyakkimaru hurts himself more than the fucking cliff did.
Yeah, seriously.
Because while he's trying to move the boulder away, he's like breaking his prosthetics and like just smashing his head on the fucking boulder because he's getting not worked up. He's getting desperate because there's water coming up and Dora's not tall enough to kind of wade over the water, and with her hand stuck and everything, she's basically stuck there. Well, that's what stuck means. But anyways, Old Man Snake comes to save them, which is kind of lame. He just like shows up. I think that's the only thing he
Yeah.
does is show up, do that, and then like have a little monologue at the end about how
Yeah.
Hyakkimaru's chosen his path. But Old Man Stick goes in, props, uses sword to prop it open, or to prop
Uh-huh.
a rock away. Yoro is freed, and Hyakkimaru goes to fight the Nue because he is peeved off.
Yeah.
And that whole peeved off moment is great because it just shows like his descent, which in the part of the first half of this episode is needed, where Doro's talking about how Hyakkimaru's like changed because he's a bit more open. He's smiling a lot more, and then naturally the last half of this episode kind of shows that he's kind of reverting back to his old way of just being a stone cold killer.
Yeah.
Because he beats that Nue up.
It also the first half of the episode, I don't know if this was intended, but like Doro spends a little bit of time talking about like, oh yeah, the seasons and how it's currently fall and everything's so nice because the trees are all red and everything. And then you get to the second half where Hyakkimaru is all red and Doro's just standing there horrified. So it was a nice like, on the one
Callback.
hand, yeah, the everything is covered in red was really like nice in the beginning and calming, and then in the second half it was horrific because it's actually Doro or
Hyakkimaru is
Hyakkimaru
now covered in red because
bathing in the blood of his enemies.
he has a red heart.
Yeah,
Well, yes, he's covered in blood. Two, he is actually like with himself, like becoming red, and he's part demon. From what we're
so
supposed to
I
gather.
don't know if that's true.
That he's part demon.
Yeah,
Okay.
because there's two ways to interpret it, in my opinion.
Oh, demon
Either
or, like,
he is
anger?
part demon, or the last demon they were talking about is currently taking parts away.
Oh, okay. So okay, I see what you're saying.
So it's not that Hyakkimaru is part demon so much as it is a demon is like replacing out the parts that he's supposed to be getting back, essentially, with demon parts, essentially.
So like, what parts would he be getting back?
The arms this episode, because historically
What are they
he
replaced with?
fucks up a body part and then gets that body part replaced with the next major demon he kills.
But what would be replaced? Like, what part is replaced by a demon part,
His arms.
but there's still the knives.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about like when he killed the New Way, he was supposed to get his arms
Yeah.
back,
Yes.
but they didn't come back because the demon is yanking the arms instead, and so he's just getting more corrupted instead.
Okay.
And then it's possible that something internal, which is what that giant red spot was from something that he killed earlier, from one of the last episodes.
No, maybe because one of the last episodes had the little like red orb inside of a tree, which is spawning the little monsters. That's how I saw it. Is that that little red orb, was taking like the demon heart, and it was corrupting the tree, which was spawning the fruit monster things, and that's something similar that's happened to Yakumaru.
Okay, I guess I can see what you mean.
Yeah.
I was just wondering because they talked about like how they like the people who went to the Hall of Hell could hear one of the statues had a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
And then we saw this week when he kills the New Way, one of the statues is like glowing with the cracks, but then the glow travels up into the other ones and its arms glow. And so I'm wondering when he killed the tree if he was supposed to like get his heart back essentially.
I think he has a heart.
I hope he has a heart, but I mean last time we found out he didn't have a spine at one point.
That's a good point.
There's a sort of like,
suspension of disbelief of like how biology works.
Yeah.
It's either that or the 12th demon is just not letting Doro have his parts back.
That is also very possible.
Like he instead is just taking them, and is going to use them to like have a physical form at some point.
Right. So I'm assuming he's going to be the last thing we fight. Or
Hyakumaru becomes the 12th demon.
That would be interesting.
That would suck for Hyakumaru because then he'd have to die.
Yeah. I was, like, before I watched this episode, I was thinking to myself that it's been a while since we've seen Hyakumaru get a part back. He's missing, like, a couple fairly major parts, notably his eyes and his arms. Yeah. And so I was wondering, like, if they were going to try and do something of, is he going to have to kill either his mom, Dororo, or Japanese Stick to get one of his parts back for some reason?
Possibly.
And I don't know what the explanation would be as to why he gets a part back for killing one of them, but like one of the major themes of this show, it's fair to say, has been like sacrifice.
Yes.
And so that's kind of like one of the last sacrifices that Dororo can make is killing one of like the three people who've been, or Hyakumaru can make, is killing one of the three people who've been like supportive of his journey, more or less.
I would say the mom would make the most sense because I already see like an explanation is that like she willingly tried to sacrifice herself. Remember that part?
Yeah.
So like that might be the explanation is that she did like become a vessel for one of the demons at some point.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Like she became the totem.
Uh-huh. It also falls nicely into your he kills his mom and then gets his eyes back thing.
That too. I was really hoping that happened halfway through, but that was wrong.
We might get it at the end.
We might get it at the end. That man has to get his eyes back, and he has to watch someone die. I still think that's going to happen.
Our boy never got to look at his girlfriend.
Oh, no, he did not. He got to hear her sing, though, so that's nice.
That's true.
Yeah.
He got to hear her sing herself to death, though.
Oh, right. No. He hears her sing.
Yeah, I know, he did.
Okay.
He heard her sing normally. He also had to hear her sing herself to death, though.
That, too. I think that was probably like the best episode we've had so far.
I think so.
But I do like the very like orange red imagery in this episode, especially at the beginning where you just like have a establishing shot of like the mountain range covered in fall autumn leaves. That was really nice. It was really nice to see.
It was really cool.
Yeah, it's a joke. Oh, also, standout like kind of animation moment was when Doro's like walking in the rain like towards the New Way. He just looks so menacing. He's just like...
He does.
Like, just walking. Menacingly.
They have, like, Hyakumaru's animation or like facial expressions in fight scenes is very bizarre almost. Not in a bad way, but like he becomes very like lifeless. Like when he
Hmm.
stabbed the dude through the hands, he was just laying on the ground. Like the no expression look was very like
It's a return to his old
weird.
self where he couldn't have an expression.
Exactly, yeah.
Because like in the beginning of the episode, we see him smile and laugh with Dora.
Right. And the episode before that, he was doing like the face rubbing thing all the time as like
Yeah,
a way of expressing connection, I guess.
which Dora tries to do to Hyakkimaru in this episode as well.
Yeah, at the end to try and bring him back.
Yep, but he ain't coming back. Well,
Probably
not
not.
yet, at least. Or
He's on
ever.
the warpath.
Yep. Uh, he's on a
I do have to say
rampage.
though, he is. Rampage! Um if this was a different show, I could very well see it be like the story of Tohamaru and one boy's journey to overcome his privilege to, save his people. Because, like, arguably, Tohamaru has an equal and very just reason for doing what he's doing.
Yeah. He wants to save his people, and
Yeah.
I like Tohomaru. He's not a bad person.
No.
At least not like completely. He hasn't done anything evil.
Yeah.
He thinks he's right.
And, like, arguably, he's not doing it to help the demons. He's just doing it to not have his people starve to death,
Yes.
which is, like, an understandable concept.
But
It's,
we will see if his view of the world becomes what the show is pushing forward, which I doubt it, because I think it's
Yeah.
going to end with Doro getting his body back.
Yakimaru.
God, it's all your fucking fault.
You did it before me.
Did I?
Yes,
Whatever.
I just didn't correct you the first time.
Oh. That was Doro this week. Is there anything you want to add? I feel like
I'm kind of sad that Doro is not as, like, actually
Useful?
Doro. Yeah.
Yeah, once again, the first half, she was super useful. Like, she did a bunch of shit. And this one, she, like, falls off a cliff, kind of gets stuck in a rock, and that's it.
Yeah. I wanted to see her be more like, whip out like the ingenuity that she showed in the first half and like get herself unstuck from the rock and then like show up to help out with the New Way fight.
Yeah.
But instead, she just got saved by Old Man Stick, which I mean, okay, I guess I can see it. It is hard as fuck to move that rock, clearly. But then she like doesn't contribute to the New Way fight at all.
I honestly thought she was gonna, like, ask Yakamori to chop her arm off.
Oh, that would have been vicious. I don't know if Yakimaru would have done it. Well, he probably would have. He's a cold motherfucker.
Just one clean slice. You won't feel a thing.
Anything else? I did like our human person for the week
Sabu?
as another side. Yeah,
Yeah, he was a cool, he was an interesting character. Just so,
and their like exploration of his backstory was kind of cool.
yeah. We have each flashback, but each flashback reveals more and more about what happened.
Mhm.
Because the first flashback, you just kind of see that a monster attacks. Second flashback, you see that like he's kind of a coward. Third flashback, you see that he basically his mom was probably gonna die anyways, but like he didn't really help her mom,
No.
so he's like even more of a coward.
Yeah,
And then it's further underscored by the fact that like when a bunch of guys want to go and help him fight the monster, he basically just lets them all die again, and then instead sides with the New Way.
yeah. And we do see like while Hyakkimaru is fighting the New Way, the dude has like a vision of himself fighting the New Way because like he has this in his mind. He had this vision
Yeah.
of like the New Way is so powerful nobody can beat it. But now he sees like this is what you should have done. It's very like fightable. You should have at least tried.
Well,
You
more-
could have tried.
I feel like he was seeing more of himself. Like he was trying to project his view. He was trying to project himself with onto Hyakkimaru because that's what he wanted it to do. Because Hyakkimaru, like we know, he's a pretty like agile and good swordsman. It's entirely possible this guy just didn't have the chops, and he wanted to be like Hyakkimaru.
That is very possible. But I also kind of saw like some of the despair that we saw in some of the earlier flashbacks. I took as like he couldn't see the New Way as being able to be fought by anybody. Like everybody who fought it just lost. And so seeing somebody genuinely fight it and not run away from it was sort of like eye-opening to him as like you can actually fight this thing. But I'm sure it was also he was projecting himself on Hyakkimaru as well. Because there's no way that dude could absolutely have pulled off fucking Hyakkimaru's acrobatic ass fighting style.
Oh, Dororo. Oh, Hyakkimaru, god fucking damn it.
it
Whatever. That's Dororo. I'm still wondering why it's called Dororo.
is a weird title. Hyakkimaru just wasn't it just wasn't the title they wanted for whatever reason.
Possibly not, but like, for the first half, Dororo is really like the main character because Hyakkimaru can't really speak.
Yeah.
So he can't carry the show / manga.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he might be able to carry the manga because that's a medium that doesn't require speech. In a way.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways,
or maybe he just gets his tongue back super early.
Oh, who knows? Yeah. But anyways, that was Dororo. And now it is time for Sarazanmai. We still can't do our Sara chant because Alex
I don't think we'll ever be able to do it.
has not fixed his internet. Here's a quick PSA. If you have internet issues, just call your ISP right away and keep calling them until they fucking fix it.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting 2 fucking weeks.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Real blow and head work.
quick little rant over. Sarazanmai. I was kind of right. This episode does focus half and half on Enta's problem and Toy's problem, but more Toy than Enta.
Sure you were. You did say that. I remember that now.
And Enta's kind of like more of a B plot to Toy's A plot.
Mm-hmm.
As well as getting some more things happening with the policeman. But to start off, we basically get no continuation as to, like, what happened at the end with the whole disc thing. That kind of happens a little bit later on. What happens is Toy has a flashback to when he was a kid, throwing his soccer ball off a bridge because he wants to sacrifice what he loves the most, and that's soccer. He's got the little misanga, and then he just throws it away to some kid under the bridge. And it happens to be Kazuki. And Kazuki's like, cool, I'll keep it. And he's like, all right, peace out, bitch. And then just leaves.
I don't think it happens to be Kazuki. I think he knew it was Kazuki.
Well, no, when they were younger, like, it's just the kid he met. Like, they hadn't met before.
Had they not?
I don't think so. Not when they were kids.
Because Toy remembers, and he knows Kazuki.
No. I think that was the first time they met, was when he's over the bridge and he gives him the masanga.
No, he just recognizes, like, this is the kid I threw that masanga to.
Yes. So, okay, so in the past, I'm talking about the past, where that's the first time they meet. And now in the present, he remembers that he gave it to Toy. Or Toy gave it to Kazuki. We don't know if Kazuki remembers. It's entirely possible he does, and that's why he wants to help him.
Okay.
Because he, like, I guess maybe here's a prediction for Kazuki's motivation is that that Toy showed Kazuki after giving him the masanga. That's when Kazuki picks up soccer. Toy is the reason he likes soccer, is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
And that's why he just wants to help him because he found something that he really liked, and also because they're friends.
Right.
But Toy is resolved to leave town with his brother. But his brother, like, tells him, go make up with your friends and then we'll leave. So Toy, that's what Toy does. He goes over and meets with Kazuki, while his brother kind of just avoids the police and then meets up with Enta, and they kind of have their both little side stories, which I'm not quite remembering quite well. Because I think
so Enta and Toy's brother basically play pachinko essentially with each other, like, together.
Yeah, little balls.
As they talk about, like, I did something horrible and my friends are all upset with me. And then about halfway along, as they kind of, like, work through their problems, they run into some gang member that was hunting down Toy's brother, who is a fucking weirdo.
He has, like, oh god, he's got that weird ass fucking yell thing.
Yeah. He had some, like, the weird animation of, like, the tongue out bird noise was so
That's
weird.
what it was, yeah. It was just a very strange sound effect, but it was really funny.
It was. But he tries to kill Toy's brother, to which Toy's brother just sacrifices Enta into the dude's range and then bails.
Yep, just fucking runs away. Because bad people live on, or whatever the fuck the line is. Only bad people survive.
But so the gangster dude, like, interrogates Enta for a second or two, And Enta basically the whole time is like, I don't know who that was. Don't hurt me, please. And like right as the gangster decides, like, I'm gonna stab you with my big ass knife, the policemen round the corner and they're like, hey, look, free Kappa Zombie.
Well, Free Kappa Zombie also, they were also looking for Kazuki's brother, Toy's brother.
Yeah, they're specifically looking for Toy's brother, who, when they had the file and they were like, this is Toy's brother, and it was like the picture, the like profile picture, and then it was a picture of the purple lollipop that he had just gotten. I was like, I'm gonna call bullshit on that. There's no way you should know about that detail.
I think that might be like the Kappa Zombie thing for the next one is going to be lollipops.
Oh, okay, that would be interesting.
You
think Toy's brother's gonna eat it?
He's what, the lollipop? He's already been eating it.
No, I mean he's gonna die.
Oh, maybe.
He's gonna get shot.
I only say this because, I think if I remember right, I think all the police profiles had that. They had like the profile picture, the front-facing picture, and then what they liked as a third image.
Okay.
And then every single time that happens, Sarah, the idol, basically talks about the item for that episode. Right. She didn't mention lollipops today, because she was talking about Toy's brother. But also in the mid card for like the commercial break, we see the lollipop candy as the little item for this episode.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, I do remember that now.
So I think like that lollipop might be a little bit more important next episode for some reason. I'm not too sure yet.
So, yeah, the policemen pull out their revolver and straight up shoot a dude in the face. Well, I kind of always thought the revolver thing was more of like a metaphor. They straight up shot that dude.
Well, it's still not a real bullet, though.
Is it not?
Did you see blood?
Did you see the hole in both sides of his head?
There was a hole?
I mean, he was steaming out of both sides of his head, so I'm assuming there was a hole.
I don't think there was a hole. I think, like, the gun is real, but, like, the bullet they shoot is, like, a quasi, like, spiritual bullet thing.
Okay.
So, like, they don't actually get, like, their head splattered, but, like, they die spiritually or whatever. That's how they become the Kappa Zombie.
I do also want to point out, didn't fucking... What's his name? The kid get shot with the gun?
At the end?
No. Fuck. Kazuki's brother. Younger brother.
No. Yes. But they saved him.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying, like, it's not, like, physical.
Okay.
Wait.
Because I was wondering, because we now have, like, confirmation that the otters can biologically replace people with clones, so his brother could be a replicant. I'm just saying.
Maybe his brother got shot? I don't remember. I feel like he just got put in a box and then just got thrown somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't think he actually got shot.
I just want to point out, if it does come to light, I want to say now, I did point out his brother could be a replicant.
Okay. I don't know if that's going to be a thing, though, because, like, we only have 4 episodes left. I guess they could make it a thing.
I don't know if that they're going to do by the end of this. Who knows where the story is going to go for sure, but it is a possibility.
Yep.
There's a chance. We'll put that much out there.
I'm going to write it down. There's...
a chance, wheelchair boy, = replicant.
I'm gonna draw a little, there we go. A unicorn. That symbol means something to me.
Got it.
I'm gonna look at this next week and wonder what the fuck I drew.
Yep. So that's basically more or less the Enta side of things.
Yeah. The Toy and Kazuki side is they're basically like Toy trying to make Kazuki make up with Enta, because Toy doesn't really see it as big of an issue, because he understands. He knows Enta's feelings regarding Kazuki, but Kazuki's basically unaware.
Yeah.
Or just flat
doesn't want to know.
Yeah.
But by the end, Toy basically decides officially he's going to go with his brother and leave. So they get on a boat together to basically, sail away into the distance.
Run away from the Popo.
But in the after credits, we find out that may not have actually happened. But in the meantime, Kazuki and Enta meet up at the Kappa Garden, to which Kazuki just fucking straight up punches a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And declares, like, I hate you.
Did he say I hate you again?
Uh, he says like I'm done with you.
Yes, I'm done with you. You betrayed us. Blah, so on and so forth.
Uh-huh.
And that's when the policemen show up because they were looking for them, and they sequester the Hope dishes and they shoot. They want to shoot Kazuki, but Ensa gets in the way and gets shot instead.
Yeah.
Once again, there's no blood. Remember that. It's spiritual.
Well, we don't know where he got shot.
Oh right, but I didn't see like we did have an overhead shot, and I once again didn't see any blood.
It's true. We did have an overhead shot, but we don't know that he got shot in the face. He could have gotten gut shot.
Maybe like they're just doing it's an artistic representation of getting shot where they just don't show blood.
Yeah.
For some reason.
They also, at the end, had a whole bunch of, after the credits, there was a scene with a whole bunch of police cars in front of the Kappa Garden,
Yeah.
and they were talking about, like,
There's
somebody
been
got
shooting.
shot.
Yeah, there's been a shooting.
Well, I'm sorry, there's been a shooting. They don't say somebody's got shot. They don't say anything about Enta's status, so we don't know what's going on with him.
But another quick side, which happens, another thing that happens earlier in this episode, is we see White Kappa with Sarah,
Sarah.
and they're talking about a plan, and they mention that they have this machine that will freeze someone. The Kappa accidentally gets in after Sarah kicks him in and turns it on, and now he's frozen. I don't know if that was a gag or if it's going to be a thing next episode. Where Sarah's going to be the one that like does the transformation for the kids and not the Kappa.
That could be an interesting way of doing it, of like confirming that Sarah is one of the Kappas.
Yeah, because he mentions that he is the prince to him.
Yeah.
On top of that, they also say that the policemen have the Dark Kappa or the Dark Prince or something. I don't quite remember the exact terminology.
I think they just call it the Darkness.
Yes. So that leads me to believe that the Kappas aren't bad. Like Sarah and the Kappa aren't bad.
I hope not, but I also hope it's not like, the Darkness is the equivalent of like the Kappa Pandora box, where when they open it, like the evil will flow back into the Kappas and they'll become super like twisted or something.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll have to figure out what it is.
But again, though, I keep going back to that scene where he was like, if you want to save your brother, go ahead and kill yourself.
It's still a fucked up scene.
It was so dark.
Are you ready to kill yourself for your brother? And then just ends so nonchalantly. Like, oh, never mind. You're fine.
Yeah. Oh, look, there goes your brother's box. You're good. Go get it.
I love the Kappa. He's one of my favorite characters in the show. Have we told Jeffy
When he
to
shows
watch
up
the show?
consistently, he's pretty good.
Why does it make
The
Jeffy
one-offs
watch?
with the Kappas aren't as interesting, in my opinion. Like today, when he got frozen, it was kind of like,
Yeah.
he got frozen.
But when like he's constantly on screen just goofing off, that's when he really shines.
Yeah,
Just that constant bombardment of just absurd shit going on in the background.
absolutely. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I still really like the show. It's continues to be awesome.
It's been really good because it's been way more like plot-based to like this week and last week.
But I think a better way to put it is that there hasn't been those like reoccurring sequences.
Exactly. They stayed away from the battle shit that I don't care about.
Yeah, there's more stuff. The things that we found interesting of like the first couple of shows are basically what these episodes just are now. They just got rid of. There's essentially 6 to 8 more minutes of stuff happening, of interesting stuff happening instead of animation we've seen before.
Yeah.
So it really makes this episode kind of flow in nicely. Because I never really like noticed myself watching this show. It just kind of cruises, and then it's over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, it's over. But yeah, that's Sarazanmai. Unless you want to talk about anything else or mention anything else.
I don't believe so.
Yeah.
I think that pretty much covers it.
And speaking of the darkness and evil,
We have the Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer.
It always sounds like it's a game a la Doom, where it would have like a super, like Goblin Slayer type protagonist, but instead we get the fucking goons that are fucking, what's his name in Nezuko?
Tanjiro Nezuko.
Tanjiro Nezuko. For fucking Nezuko just rolls around on the ground half the time.
I feel like Demon Slayer or Tanjiro's like doing more demon slaying, like just like badass demon slaying, than I was led to believe the show would be.
How
He's
much
just
did
slashing
you? How much were
motherfuckers.
you? How much were you led to believe there would be in this show? Exactly.
I don't know, cause like he's just chopping motherfuckers left and right.
I mean, he is. But to be fair, he's also just doing his job.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad thing and that he's a bad person for doing it.
Yeah.
Um,
It just wasn't what you were expecting coming into it.
because yeah, I was expecting more a similar style to like Naruto, where it's a couple of strong opponents,
Uh huh.
and that they have to deal with for like an extended period of time. But instead, it's just like, bam, 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 more shit to fight, more mobs. Let's go.
Well, I mean, somewhat spoiling the beginning. We now know that there are specifically 12 demon moons, so
Yes.
we now have like basically a numbered list to go through. So I guess we will get into like the more difficult opponents, longer arcs
Yep.
kind of thing.
Which I'm a fan of. Like that trope of like the 12, the numbered evil villains is just
Uh-huh.
always fun to me. Which is one reason I really liked Jeffrey's like arc for my character in D&D, which was just I had to go kill 10 vampires. Like that's basically what this was.
That's basically what this is.
Tanjiro's living my D&D campaign.
He is, except for he's not a demon.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, he might be a demon with a sword. With this episode, we get like a lot of cool animation. On top of like yeah, just basically a lot of cool animation with a lot of cool fighting and interesting
Yeah.
ways of using powers. One bad side of this episode was that there were a couple of like repeated shots and flashbacks to the last episode, and I've mentioned this before, but I just don't like it when shows do that, especially if it's like just been an episode, and even more if they repeat a scene in the same show or in the same episode.
Understandable.
But it only happens like twice, which at least isn't that bad.
I do have to say, for like, I am as I'm now thinking about it, I do know like what you're talking about. Like they repeat the scene with the water dance like 2 or 3 times in this episode.
That but like it is very interesting. At least the one I'm mostly talking about is when the for the 6-armed demon throws the little wooden ball into the house. I think that house shot is shown twice where they're talking to each other.
Oh, okay.
Because that one is little bit longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are more scenes to choose, and you mentioned one of them as well.
But I do have to say, like, from a whole episode like style and like outline perspective, Ufotable is absolutely one of the best in the business at fight scenes and like fight pacing, because like like everything about these fight scenes just oozes style.
I think it's
Like,
in large part to like the magic that the way they visualize the magic.
yeah, but I mean not just like Tanjiro's water thing, but even like the fucking
The
arrows
arrows,
whipping
yeah.
across the screen or the
Or the
multicolored balls. Like everything about the fight scenes is just cool.
I would for most of the most I would agree, but there was like that one scene where Tanjiro was like dodging the balls, and it was CG, and it just looked a little bit more stiff than some of the other shots.
It's true, but it was also a scene in darkness where not a lot was happening. Like he was
Yeah.
just deflecting balls, so
Oh, I'm
it's
talking. Well,
not like it would have been amazing.
there's that, but there's also the one where he's outside. I think if there's another shot that happens outside, it's similar.
Oh, is there another one that's outside? I didn't
think
notice
so.
that one.
I might be just confusing where the parts took place. But anyways, that's I think that was the worst part of the episode. But even then, like, it still looked pretty fucking great.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part was when his arm gets twisted by one of the arrows, and he's gonna like twist his arm off because the force is doing a little spiral motion. So he backflips a bunch of fucking times to get it off of him.
Yeah.
That's a really cool way to like see if this was any other show. I feel like they would have had someone like in the background explain why he did that, which would have just cut from like the pace of the fight. But they didn't, because it's pretty fucking obvious why he did it, because we're not fucking idiots. Like this show hasn't like explained things a bunch because it doesn't need to, because a lot of the fights just kind of are in and of themselves very easy to follow and understand like the mechanics. of the world and the fights.
Right.
And like,
Like I don't think they've really explained any of like what his powers do, but he just shouts the name of like usually water events, or we can just see what they do, and like it's easy to understand, like water dance or
water circle. It's a fucking water circle. I think
then
it's like
waterfall. He does it when he's falling to fucking create a huge force downwards to like help himself soften the blow.
water spiral. It makes a spiral.
Yeah. Water
And
typhoon. He spins around and creates a typhoon in the or a whirlpool. I mean,
I think that
water
makes.
whirlpool.
I think that's spiral. Never mind. Yeah, I think it was typhoon.
So I mean, they all like have names that make logical sense, and we can see the results and understand like how they work.
Mm-hmm. Um, but like in this episode, we are faced with two different types of characters. We are faced or two different types of villains, who are one of the 12 moons. Soon it's going to be 10 moons.
Yeah.
We have a six-armed girl, who basically just throws balls really hard,
Yeah.
like obscenely hard. So she's a very physical type of person. And then we've got arrows. We've got Reddit Man, who pushes people with his Reddit arrows.
Yeah.
Because it's essentially just it's basically just a force. It's quite literally a force. That's
Pretty
just,
much.
comes out of his palms.
Well, it's a force that he can direct.
Yeah,
So like he can direct it around you or like direct it in air. So it's a movable force.
it's basically like I like to think about it kind of like a telekinesis. That kind of like telekinesis. It's just a visualized form of it
Yeah.
with
that's
its
a good
own
way of putting it.
restrictions.
Yeah.
Um,
He doesn't just incur his thing on the object. It has to get hit by one of the arrows
yeah.
in order to get moved.
Ow.
But it's basically telekinesis other than that.
So he's a very like more technical type of fighter, where he's like he wants to keep people away from him because I think he's kind of a weak kind of dude.
Yeah.
Because like if anyone gets close to him, he's kind of screwed. So he has to keep people away with his arrows. And when he's working in tandem with Six Arm Girl, he's able to direct the balls and kind of change their trajectory and basically make them hit a bit more precisely
Yeah.
and more often. It's the fighting starts off with him fighting Balls Girl. Nezuko goes off to fight Technical Guy, Reddit Man, and then they kind of do a little switcheroo where he decides to go fight Reddit Man, and Nezuko and the other demon, the other kid, fight the Six Arm Girl, and the other kid, I don't know his name, but other demon kid who has a thing for
Sojiro, maybe?
not maybe it'll be Sojiro.
Or maybe it's Sanjiro? I don't remember. I think it starts with an S, though.
I'll go with Sanjiro. Sanjiro goes and he has a cool little like fight, a little martial arts duel with a Six Arm Girl, which is very fun to watch, even though it lasted all of like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But it's Nezuko and him fighting Six Arm and Tanjiro on his way to defeat Reddit Man.
Mm.
Or does he defeat him? I don't remember.
He defeats him at the end.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was.
He combines like 2 of his techniques and spins all of the
Spins the water
arrows like together so that he can slice through him at
He
the
uses
end.
Water Typhoon and Water Dance to like do
Yeah.
a little twisty twist.
So he can get close enough in to get the one strike he needs. But I mean, from a strategic standpoint, it makes sense that they like switch, targets, because Nezuko's shown that she's really strong, but she doesn't exactly have the most amount of, tactical planning. So throwing her after it's purely a physical fight is probably the best idea. So
Yeah.
it makes sense that she's now going after Six Arms.
And I feel like Six Arms is a character that Alex would really, really like.
Dude, 6 arms? It means 6 armpits.
Oh my
What's
God.
not to like?
God damn it, Nick. You know what? That's probably what Alex's thinking is too.
Absolutely.
I really like the ending for this show. I don't know if I ever mentioned that. I like the ending. It's a very nice song. I tried looking it on.
What the ending for this is.
It's I think Lisa does both the opening and ending. Lisa also did the opening for the first actually all the openings for Remo. Well, also she does a bunch of shit. I think she also did like a bunch of for SAO. Her whole discography is basically just anime openings.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Solid.
But what else? What else is there to say about Demon Slayer? It's still fucking cool. Go fucking watch
Yeah,
it.
I mean, there wasn't much like plot stuff
Yeah,
today.
because it
It
basically
was
was
just
just like all fighting.
yeah, it was a 20-minute fight scene basically.
And what did we really learn? We didn't really learn a lot. We learned about
No.
12 demon moons, so there's
Uh-huh.
that. Um,
Uh,
we
we
know.
saw Sanjiro's head get blown off and then regenerate.
Yep. Because he's undergoing the the blood transfusion thing that the lady had pioneered, but
Mhm.
Nezuko is not doing that. So we actually see her not regenerate as fast as the other demons.
Yeah,
She's still bleeding.
but the doctor lady injects her with some sort of serum that's supposed to speed up the body repairing. So we'll
Yes.
see how that goes.
So well, yeah, we'll definitely watch next episode.
I'm probably gonna watch next core as
I'm gonna
well.
watch the fucking entire fucking thing. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna watch the entire thing.
Yeah.
I don't see this show getting bad whatsoever.
I am still waiting for the appearance of, you know, human Pikachu and Boar Dude.
Yeah, we. I think that I think Six Armed Girl is gonna go down next episode, and the
Uh-huh.
episode afterwards, I think that's going to get introduced with like the posse.
Okay.
Possibly, that's my prediction for today. I may be
That's a
wrong, I
solid
might be right.
prediction.
Who knows?
I mean, I hope it's soon. We don't have a lot of like episodes left in this core, and if we go the full core where they don't ever show up despite appearing in the opening, it'll feel very like weird.
It would feel very weird, but I wouldn't really put it against the show.
Neither would I, but like I feel like
I was promised.
opening
Yeah, I was
sets
promised
the
Pikachu
tone.
Kid, and I want
Yeah.
Pikachu Kid.
like it sets the tone, much like how we use the Dora opening to assume like, oh, these are the villains we're gonna
Yeah.
see, like these are the characters we're gonna show up, these are like the events we can expect, like Tohomaru losing an eyeball. So like we expected to see it, and we did get to see it by the end. So, like I expect to see, you know, human Pikachu by the end of this core, and they do have 3 more episodes, I think. So I mean, there's definitely
Yeah,
time
pick
to
one.
have him show up.
If anything, he just might just show up. Because usually if like they tease someone, they're like obscured by a shadow, much like the 5 characters behind Muzan and his little shot.
Yeah.
And then like the elite, I assume the elite Demon Slayer squad.
Uh-huh.
Who, by the way, like they all look interesting. Like I don't see any of their features. They're like basically all black shadows, but they all look interesting.
Well, no, don't we go to see one? We see the dude who was in the first episode.
Yeah, yes, but that's because we've already seen him. That's why that's why he's revealed.
Yeah. But the other ones that we haven't met yet, yeah, they're just black shadows, but they all look interesting. They look not generic.
Yes, you can tell each other apart.
Yeah.
They have good silhouettes. Is I think how artists usually put it.
Which means they're going to contribute meaningfully before dying.
Who knows? Maybe.
Hopefully.
And so that ends Demon Slayer, and so starts Fruits Baskets. Fruits Basket.
Fruits Basket.
Singular.
Yeah. There was only the one basket they played the game in, Brandon.
But they're a bunch of fruits.
Yep.
And
And rice ball.
And a rice ball. Damn it! You got it. You got there first.
But so this week we get to meet Haru the cow.
Haru the
/
Moo
ox.
Moo.
Yeah. And you also get to meet the other version of Haru in Dark Haru,
It's so stupid.
which in the Japanese they definitely say Black Haru, but I feel like that lends itself to like a weird connotation in English, and so they stay away from it and just go with Dark Haru instead.
I mean, both of them make sense.
They both do.
I don't think anything's really lost if you just change it to dark.
No, and it definitely has the same like concept in
Yeah.
English of like the dark side and the light side. But it's just weird hearing like the Japanese version was Black Haru and White Haru.
I think black is. Oh god, I don't know anymore. I know white's Shiro. What's black?
Kuro.
Kuro? Okay, so I was gonna say Kuzu. I don't know what Kuzu is though, but yeah, Kuro makes sense. All right. I'm reminded of. Never mind. I'll mention that yet or at all. Anyway, yeah, so we meet Haru. We see Kyo's and Yuki's furthering the rivalry, where they just compete about everything, despite the fact that Kyo is not very keen on Yuki's like kind of sickness. Yuki in this episode we see that he's kind of coughing, feeling bad, but Kyo like pushes him anyway, and Yuki is completely okay with it. Despite dog person. God, I don't remember his name. God.
Dog person. The author?
Yeah, the author. What's his name? It's Shiro. It's she something. He's like my favorite character. God damn it.
Fuck, what is his name?
I can't even think of the main character's name. Oh my god, shit's not looking good.
The main character?
Yeah, what the
Toru?
Toru. There we go. Oh!
Holy shit, this is way worse than I thought.
Oh my god, I'm fucking
That was embarrassing.
out of it. Yeah. Much to Toru's dismay, Yuki decides to run the marathon, which is probably like 5K or a mile. I don't know. Probably not a real marathon.
No, almost certainly not an actual marathon. Probably, yeah, like a 5K, I assume.
But they start the race. We get a quick little gag with the girls start running, where I think it's Honda, right? Honda's the...
Honda's the main character.
Oh my god. What's her friend's
Hana.
name? Hana. Okay, that was a respectable mistake to make. They both start with H-A.
Okay,
Hana.
well, no, they do not.
Did they not?
Honda, the main character, is H-O, but is H-O, like the car.
Oh, whatever. Hana has her little, what was me moment where she just faints, or pretends to faint, and just decides not to do it.
Yeah, she takes one step as like a, let's try our best, takes one step and just, oh, I can't go on. Go without me.
I fucking love her. She's great.
And then she spends the rest of the race just hustling people at poker.
Well, hustling people at poker and reading books.
Yes. But so, Toru takes off first, and then later the guys take off, which of course means Yuki and Kyo go full speed, fucking no concerns for stamina at all.
That's because they have all the stamina. But,
except for Yuki, who's sick as fuck.
Yeah. During the race, that's when Toru meets Haru, and that's where Haru plays a little prank on Kyo, where he just makes him eat shit, like absolute shit.
Yeah. He sets up a little tripwire as Kyo is running full speed, and Kyo just face plants into the dirt.
God, what a wonderful fucking way to prank your cousin. Super dangerous, which they break the fourth wall dimension.
Yep.
But then Haru mentioned, they wanted to have a fight. Kyo and Haru want to have a fight, and they go ahead and do that. Yuki's just off to the side. He's like, yeah, just let them do their thing. Haru mentions that he loves
Yuki.
It gets very, very, very close, very upfront about it. They have their fight, which lasts about 4 minutes. It lasts quite a long time.
They beat the shit out of each other on the side for a while.
Well, they're kind of just giving Haru's backstory, and that he, basically, how he just acts.
Mm-hmm.
Afterwards,
because he
go ahead.
Got picked on by adults and got super resentful of Yuki, and then basically like took his anger out on Yuki and was like, "I hate you. You're the worst.
I don't think I said
What
that
fucking
yet.
hurts you."
That's during.
Did they not get there yet?
That's when Yuki's unconscious and like sleeping.
Oh, okay.
What sets Yuki off is like he's reminiscing or thinking about some stuff about how he used to watch them, play martial arts, and then he hears Akito's voice, and that's when he kind of has like a panic attack, I assume. He has some sort of thing.
Kind of, yeah. Again, referencing obscurely, there is some sort of trauma as relating to Akito.
That's why I'm thinking it's a panic attack, because panic attacks happen with trauma, right? I feel like that makes the most sense, unless there's an actual thing that they explain later on.
I mean, panic attack is probably a solid way to put it for now.
Okay. So he goes unconscious. Haru hugs Toru, and man, I'm losing my words. And Kyo is not very happy about these developments. How Haru just goes off and hugs Toru, which, surprise, surprise, he kind of likes her. Haru turns into a cow, and then just they run off back home. Where Dogman's there, and he's like, damn, go put him in the fucking thing. This happened before. Go call the doctor. I'm gonna go get your shit from the school. and he just goes off to the high school and just starts reminiscing about high school and thinking about high school girls.
Yep. Shigure is his name, by the way.
Shigure, there we go. High school girls, high school girls. That was a
I
little
get
shit.
older, but they stay the same
Oh,
age.
good God.
Yeah,
Oh,
Shigure is he's an interesting dude, putting it mildly.
He has all those light novels he's written.
Yeah.
And this
Dude
is,
has a questionable sort of personality at the best of times.
and at the best of times. And this is when we get Haru's backstory about how he because he's the cow or the boar or I meant
Yaks.
ox, not the boar, but how's the ox and how he feels like he's treated like he's an idiot. He's basically assuming I don't think the adults are like meant or the way I read the story or listened to interpreted the story is that the adults aren't actually picking on him for being dumb. It's just that they call the cow in the story dumb, and because he's a kid, he kind of just projects himself as the cow, and he feels like everyone calling the cow dumb is them calling him dumb, and he develops a thing about it, which makes him hate Yuki. Until he meets Yuki, and Yuki's like, "Yeah, you're not dumb. You're okay," and Haru's like, "Oh, okay, thanks for that."
Well, it was more like Yuki was like, Haru's explosion was like, everybody calls me dumb because I'm
Sure,
the
fucking
cow.
fault.
It's your fault. And Yuki was like, yeah, but are you dumb?
Yeah.
And Haru kind of comes to the realization of like, oh yeah, I don't have to let what other people think define me.
Yeah.
Like I can be my own person.
And that's when he falls in love with Yuki.
Yes.
And that is also when, and then a little afterwards, Toru's talking with Haru, and Haru mentions that something about him has changed, and he thinks that it's Toru. And in order to figure out if it's actually Toru or not, he like whispers to her to tells her to do something. So Yuki wakes up to have a little talk, and then Toru calls Yuki by Yuki by his first name, and then he becomes super flustered and turns into a rat. And that's when Haru's like, "Oh, okay, so it is her." And that's where the episode ends.
Yep.
Oh, also, cat and dog get sick because they were off playing poker with Hana.
Yes. As she continues to hustle people with 5 of a kind.
Is that a thing?
I mean,
If you
no.
play with Jokers, I guess, or that might be a different game.
Maybe. They may also not be playing. They may be playing like
Japanese
5-card
poker.
stud. Well, I mean, clearly they're playing 5-card stud, but I don't know if you play 5-card stud with Jokers in the deck or not.
I don't know. Maybe there's a house rules where Jokers are wild cards.
Maybe. But generally, no. If you go to poker, if you go to Vegas and play 5-card stud for some reason, no, the Jokers are not in the deck. So if you pulled 5 of a kind, they would take you in the back room and kindly break your fingers for you.
I have 2 ace of spades.
I have nothing but ace of spades. High card, bitch.
Actually, I thought ace of spades was the lowest card.
I don't actually remember anymore.
I thought reds were more important than blacks. I don't remember.
You might be right.
I'll be
honest. It's been a while since I remembered what the order was.
Yeah, I might be thinking of capitalism too.
You might be.
Which might not have the same
Rule set as poker.
Oh yeah, it's the same card hierarchy.
Yeah.
But anyways, Fruits Basket. It continues to be a wonderful, fluffy show.
Yep.
Who's up next in the order? Like whose problem can you deal with next?
Have
we met them yet?
No.
Okay.
Well, no.
Not yet.
I don't think so.
So it's gonna be the main cast.
I think the next episode is Valentine's Day,
Oh, okay.
which is fun.
It's always
I don't
fun.
know when we get the next like new character.
All right. That's okay with me. Some people are gonna get chocolates, others aren't, and it's gonna be funny.
Yeah. But we still have some. I don't think we meet all of the Soma family
Just yet in this first core.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think we meet at least one more of the Zodiac, and then at the end we'll actually get to meet Akito.
Well,
So he
Toru
does-
gets to meet Akito.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Akito will show up in a more meaningful way and interact with everybody. Yeah.
Okay. I guess that's a better way of putting it.
Yeah.
Because yeah.
So we get to learn a little bit more about like
Why
the
is it a complete
Soma
fucking
sort
dick?
of. Yeah. Why he's a complete fucking douchebag. And the whole like how the Soma family and like the Zodiac myth sort of intersect in this weird way.
Oh, like how each of them like is destined to have this thing.
Kind of.
Okay.
Like the way the story like connects the different aspects of the Zodiac together, like the Soma family are like influenced by what animal they are, and not just in like personality trait, but also in like outcome of like their lives and basically stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So I assume like some animals will have like worse fates than others.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. I assume the rat has one of the worst fates. Well, we'll find out.
We'll find out. I won't spoil any of the story stuff, but it
Yeah.
does. They talk more about the Zodiac stuff, which is kind of interesting.
Okay, so it becomes more of a plot device. I don't know if that's the right word.
Kinda.
I guess we start seeing the influence of the Zodiac in the story more.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm excited. Fruits Basket is so fucking good. I'm gonna watch it all.
I love it.
I feel like this is. It is. I think a good way to put it is that this is the Brotherhood of Fruits. This is Fruits Basket Brotherhood.
The two of us.
So what? No. You know, there's FMA
Oh,
and then FMA Brotherhood.
now I got you.
Yeah. I guess it's also Brotherhood because Alex isn't fucking here. Although if he'd be here, it'd still be the Brotherhood. It'd just be three
So
brothers.
we'll do the Brotherhood. Yes.
And then Jeff, actually, what if Jeff would like the show? Oh, anyways,
I don't know.
I digress. Once again, all these shows are fucking great. I think we chose them well.
Agreed.
I wonder what the fuck we're gonna do next season because I don't really see anything I like.
I
But
don't know.
you know, we'll have to talk about that later.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to sell out. I'm gonna sell out to my boy, my man, Bill Hamid, who was killing it yesterday, despite the fact that our attack was not.
Backstory for this: goalkeeper for DC United. Keep
Absolute
going.
monster. Yeah, just Bill Hamid, cool fucking guy.
All right. I'm going to sell out to, in spirit of the almost anniversary, I'm going to sell out to Chinese university students because in
Oh.
2 days it'll be the anniversary of the Tiananmen Square massacre.
That was yesterday.
So, no, it's June 4th.
June 4th, okay.
So I'm gonna sell out to you guys, people who died. Chinese government says it was like 200 or some, and everybody
Oh.
else says it's somewhere in
A lot
between
more?
like 1,000 to 100,000. So here's
Oh.
to y'all who sacrificed your lives for freedom and didn't get it.
I'm surprised the Chinese government said like a wide number at all.
I know, seriously. I mean, they couldn't exactly say nobody died. Everybody just went missing, strangely,
Actually,
under weird circumstances.
that's what happened in Argentina.
Did they just say everybody went missing?
Essentially, they would just I forgot like why they would be. I think it was the government was like sequestering a couple of people, and they would just throw them off a helicopter, and like they just
Wow.
wouldn't tell the families. They're just like, yeah, they were missing.
I don't know about the Argentina thing because I don't know anything about the Argentina thing, but I feel like the Chinese government would have an especially hard time trying to do that because there's pictures of dead people laying in the street.
Yes, there's a lot of pictures.
So it'd be real hard to get away with the "we didn't kill anybody," as there's clear evidence they killed a lot of people.
Hmm.
But I'm gonna keep the spirit of Tiananmen Square alive and continue to talk about it because I don't know. It just feels weird to not bring it up every once a year at least as a way of not letting the Chinese government win, basically.
Bring it up whenever you're playing PUBG and there's Chinese hackers.
Exactly. Also mention that Taiwan is clearly the superior country. And that Nepal should be free.
Taiwan
There's a lot
number
of
one.
things you could bring up.
Taiwan #1.
Taiwan #1, Nepal #2, China like 50 feet of shit, and
Looks
then
like
China.
this podcast will never be released in China.
Fuck that. Chinese
But the
government
money-
come at me.
Even though we don't speak any Chinese at all.
Yeah. And we'll refuse to sell out to any Chinese products. Right up until they offer us a lot of money, then we'll sell out.
What have we sold
Super
out
hard.
to? Have we sold out to Chinese products before?
Probably. I actually don't know. Maybe.
I don't know either. Because at
We
some
definitely
point we
haven't sold out to like ostensibly Chinese products. Like we haven't sold out to Huawei or
fuck Huawei.
Tencent.
Fuck Tencent too.
Fuck Tencent too.
I hope their team loses.
A billion things and a half.
Oh,
Yeah.
anyways.
Their team in everything. It doesn't matter what team you're talking about. Just their team in everything should lose. Fuck Tencent.
Hashtag fuck Tencent. Thank you for listening.
It's been a wonder having you, especially we got real political there at the end. Hope our first viewer isn't very Chinese. Be real awkward.